It's been a very long time since I've recorded a vlog, and I feel like that's unfortunate. So yeah, it's just my iPhone screen is black. So like I can't use my phone, and I use my phone to record a video. So now I'm just going to just connect it to my computer and just import everything. But okay, the thing here is I'm gonna update you on what I'm gonna do this week. So today's Monday. Today is Monday the 25th. Can't believe January is coming to a close. Oh, hang on. This week I feel like I've been reading a little bit. Haven't really been reading a lot this month because I'm just kind of adjusting. However, I have a couple of updates. So this week I have my ID appointment on Wednesday, so Wednesday 27th. Okay, my dad gave me this for Christmas. They're secondhand AirPods. Like, he works, his boss said that he was gonna buy a pair of new generation ones, so my dad asked if he could have those because his daughter, so me, wanted a pair of earbuds, and he said sure. So what I've been kind of reading recently is The Bonfire of the Vanities by Tom Wolfe. This is a story set in around the 80s, and it's a story about a Wall Street broker, guy who sells bonds on Wall Street, I guess, and his family. Then there's a desperate reporter who wants to get his life back on track because he got this reputation in England, and you know, he came over to America and didn't, well, he's not getting it, he's an alcoholic and stuff. An assistant district attorney, well, he's aspiring to be an assistant district attorney. He's one of the 3 on the murder division of the Bronx. And yeah, this is a New York story, and what basically sets off the course of the story, we have like 100 pages of introduction or so, or 80 pages of introduction or so we can get used to the characters and stuff. And then the event that sets off the plot comes into play, which is, this is actually said right away, like Sherman, who is our Wall Street broker, he has a mistress. This is like the first chapter. But he has a mistress, and they go driving around and they get lost in the Bronx because they never usually go to the Bronx. They're always in white New York, and they run over a black kid. And at this point there's a lot of outrage in the black, Hispanic, in the Bronx community in general, because the mayor is very white and he does a lot of things for white people instead of black people and stuff. These are all connected because the reporter is set on reporting on the event that happened, because the DA, the district attorney, is not really doing anything because there's insufficient evidence to say that he was run over by a car. And well, Sherman just kind of has to deal with that. So yeah, it's a very interesting book. I'm loving it. I am 258 pages through of this like 600-700 page monster, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really cool. It's kind of light, actually. It's a book I've been dying to read a book like this, and I'm getting what I deserve. The characters are all very cool. They're all over 30, so yeah, I'm not really used to that. But I'm still reading Great Expectations by Charles Dickens because I just haven't had the chance to pick it back up. And another update that I have is that my ex-literature teacher finally delivered his book to me. So it's a book of essays, kind of based on Satanism and stuff. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be really interesting. I also want to read a nonfiction book that my brother bought so many years ago and never actually picked up. So yeah, I'm just gonna do something. I don't know, my dad just arrived and I'm really awkward now. I've talked about these on Monday, and today's like Thursday or something. Okay, so I've already talked about these books, but I kind of wanted to add in that books that I read and have kind of dropped for X or Y reason, I'm not gonna put them back in the shelf. I'm just gonna put them on my desk so that I can remember to read them. So among them is Zarathustra by Friedrich Nietzsche. I started reading it this year, and I got till page 50, which is not really a lot here. This is a really old edition that I got secondhand a couple years ago. This is it's pretty interesting, but I felt it was a little repetitive with the stuff that I personally thought. So Nietzsche is like the pessimist emo guy TM, and I feel like that a lot, so I feel like this is my personality. And I feel a little too called out. I feel really repetitive, and I do stop a lot to annotate on it. So I kind of dropped it and said that I was gonna come back to it when I felt a little lighter. I don't feel lighter, but I feel like a a little more capable of. And lastly, Mr. Murder by Dean Koontz. This is the UK edition, just as my Bonfire of Vanities edition is the UK edition. This is a suspense novel about a writer. He's a family guy. He has got 2 daughters and a very, very happy family. He's in the suburbs. He's a writer of, I think, suspense novels and stuff. And then there is this is like a dual, this is a third person point of view, but it's like a dual timeline thing. Well, it's not timeline, it's like a dual perspective thing. And we also have a hitman, and we're not very sure what he is, because he seems to run on ungodly amounts of energy. And the problem here is when these 2 cross paths, because they look exactly the same. I dropped it because at the time I wasn't really feeling it. Felt like it was very, very dense for me to get through, but now I feel ready because I was just rehearsing a bookshelf tour, because that's what I do sometimes. I talk to myself and I forgot that I can actually make this kind of content instead of just pretending that I do the content and post it. And I was just going through my suspense, horror, dark stuff shelf. It's just like a little section of my shelf that I have for like dark books, and I feel like I should go back to reading this kind of. I was liking it a lot. As you can see, I was tapping it. I was liking it a lot. It's just that I felt like it was too dense and I didn't have the brain power to comprehend that. The Bonfire of the Vanities, I just realized that this was the UK edition because this is Vintage Books, Vintage UK Random House, and it's on euros, or no, it's not euros, it's on pounds. So I hadn't realized it, and I looked for reviews on the internet, and that's how I came to notice that, you know, the American edition of this book is quite ugly. This is so pretty, and I just got to the chapter, to the line that gives sense to the book cover. So I'm currently like a little more than halfway through. I'm on page 358, and that's like halfway through, a little over halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it. Story is really picking up the pace. Not that it's going quicker, but it's going more intense, and I just felt it. I like this book a lot. So yeah, I'm also, you know, still reading Great Expectations. I haven't really picked it up again, and you know, my teacher's essay book. So yesterday I went over and got my new subjects on, so my exams are Sunday next week. I kind of have to go into this, and I just kind of procrastinated. I haven't really been feeling the best. I've been feeling really tired lately, really depressed for some reason. I don't know why. Got scientific texts and political and social texts. So yeah, I kind of went through this one a little bit, and it's just theory. I'll be studying for 30 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I just kind of finished doing my hour of political and social texts. I'm gonna try to do like an hour a day or so of each subject. I want to talk about a couple of things because I just realized how confusing this is. Like, a lot of people do tell me, my boyfriend most of all, actually, what a coincidence. Yeah, my boyfriend, when we're studying for my chemistry exam, well, of course I don't know anything about chemistry. Who do you think I am? So my boyfriend, who is really good at science and math, he explained everything to me, and he said that everything that I was, like, my packet was extremely confusing, and some of the things were even wrong. And I was like, man, I don't really care, until I came over here and I was just like, what the fuck is what the fuck is this? Like, we're talking about the concept of justice for Hobbes. The definition of justice for Hobbes is the breaking of pact that was made by both parties, you know, pretty well. And then it said, so consequently, what is not unjust is just. And I'm like, also, like, Saint Thomas of, I don't know, whatever. I don't know his name. I think he's one of the only, like, Christian religious figures that we've talked about so far in political and social texts. And Mexico is a predominantly Catholic and Christian place, country, and I can kind of tell that there's some bias towards, you know, religious, and regardless of the fact that this guy brought a lot to politics, there's just a lot of religious bias in here. Yeah, I'm done for the day for this shit. So what am I gonna do? I have absolutely no fucking clue. I usually take a walk at around 7:30, and it's currently 6:54, so I'll just take like 20 minutes. I'm gonna maybe make some tea. So anyway, yeah, I'll walk the dog. For now, I'll just go back to this because it's getting really interesting. Super interesting. Of course I'm not gonna make a book review on this, but I will talk about this book a lot because it's so interesting. I'm probably gonna reread it a lot because I haven't annotated, haven't tabbed, haven't highlighted anything. I feel like I really have to next time I read it. I also have been in such a mood to reread the Legend series, which I was planning to read anyway. I've just also been in such a huge mood to reread V for Vendetta because I read that graphic novel in one day, so it was like a really heavy thing for me. And I was rewatching the movie for the millionth time, and I feel like I really want to reread the graphic novel. I don't know, feelings are coming out, and it's the first time I've rewatched the film ever since I read the comic.
I'm not looking for a one night. You're not looking for a love life. Maybe we can have a good time. I don't want this shit to end. You don't want it to begin. I'm not looking for a one night. You're not looking for a love life.
Good morning. It's a little cold in here, I feel like. It's a little dark. I have my LEDs on. I have a Christmas tree on, even though it's not Christmas, but I keep this tree here year long, and I feel like I have to do this. Okay, sorry. I don't want to turn on this lamp because it's got a lot of light. I kind of prefer it in the afternoon when there's not much light, but it's super bright. It lights up the entire room as if it were like daytime in here, like if the sun were in here. So I kind of prefer it, not now, but anyway. Good morning. It's 11. I've done so much this morning. The bonfire of the vanities. What's been going on here? I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I love it still. Like, I love it. Sherman is extremely paranoid that the police are in on everything of his life, and I don't know. It's just we've reached a point that it's just so interesting. I just want to know what happens next, and we've had like 2 Sherman chapters, and right now like next chapter is one, I think, on the detectives, or well, we're not following the detectives, we're following the DA officer that goes with. For today's studying, I feel like I should study right now because my mom just left for work and she won't be home for like 2 or 3 hours, and I feel like I should do this like right now. But I don't know, I don't feel like studying. I mean, I will never really feel like studying, at least not this month, because this month I'm just so demotivated or unmotivated. I don't know what the word is, but anyway, yeah, I don't really feel like it, and it's really tough because I also don't feel like reading. Every time I start reading something, and of course, you know, this class, all of my classes are just basically reading. I just feel like every time I start reading, I just get hella distracted by all of my thoughts. Like, I have a lot of thoughts and I'm just really distracted for some reason. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get rid of that other than just tackling my work.
Maybe we can have a good time. I don't want this shit to end. You don't want it to begin. Die on me one time, I just wanna see what happens. Don't ignore you, wanna know you, show you all the classics. Know I'm spoiled, but I saw you when I saw the talent. The first glance when I knew that I gotta have it, yeah. You were so left field with it. 80 proof, you gon' prove that you real with it. Used to moving real timid, letting loose the little sinning. Low key like a seal mission, choked up in a submission. You so fucked up, all hugs when the light switching. You the only one I get the cost. If you try running, got me snapping back at anybody with their eyes on it, mother.
I just did my skincare and I'm not sure if there's gonna be a difference. I'm gonna look it up in the editing department, but I followed this like Leah Kim No, it wasn't Leah Kim. No, I followed Irene Kim's Vogue's Irene Kim's skincare routine tip. This tip where you just put a spoon in the fridge for a couple of minutes, and then you attempt to make yourself a facelift with the cold metal of the spoon. It's supposed to do with circulation. So yeah, I really hope that I did it right. I don't really feel like going back to studying because I've done a lot and I'm just exhausted. I only did half an hour, but I'm just really exhausted because it's politics. Just I reawakened my old love for politics. But anyway, in the time lapse that I did of that, like you saw that I was talking to myself, you know, trying to make up these arguments. The general will of people, and the particular will of people often got mixed up when political parties came into play because in theory the general will would be like every single person voting on their interests and their particular will, so that every single aspect, every single particular will element that diverges is immediately cancelled out, and only the ones that are repeated throughout are kept as the general will and kept as what a government and a constitution should seek to keep or to guard or to something, I don't know, just to work on or work with. And yeah, and I think that's a very interesting because it's true. Like, you don't really fit into one political party's complete agenda, and it's like you either fit in this one or the other one or that one or the other one, and it feels like really like you have nowhere else to go because there's nothing that will 100% agree with your own rights or with your own particular wills, because they're not really listening to what you as a person have to say, but it's mostly about what they seek of a political party. I don't know. I think I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm in the mood. I am in the mood for The Bonfire of the Vanities only because it's what I'm reading currently, but the fact that it's such a political novel, I'm not sure I want to get into that. Probably do though. So instead of that, I'm just probably gonna go for Mr. Murder or perhaps Great Expectations. I haven't picked that up in a while, so I'm probably gonna pick up Great Expectations because I feel like I have to follow along with that. I want to finish that one before the month ends. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm looking at UNAM. UNAM is the Autonomous University of Mexico. It's one of the best universities in the country, and it's got a lot of demand, and I honestly really want to get in here because here through like 4 or 5 months, can my parents make enough money, and can I get a scholarship that is going to be yeah. So I just realized that economy may not be for me because yeah, this is mathematics. Statistics I'm good at, just not mathematics like in general, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to be in this. Okay, sorry, so mom interrupted, but there's this thing called it's modern literature, basically on German, French, English, Italian, and Portuguese literature, and I think that's very, very wrong because there's like 2013, 2014 stuff on like the site, like the the school year. But like there was a year where 53 students applied, there's a year where 27 students applied, there's a year where 500 students applied. Yeah, I like it, but we'll see. Economy, I don't like economy actually. I just read a little more here. However, in characteristics, there must be a capacity in calculus and mathematics, and I didn't have calculus. Okay, so I read already, and I've decided finally this is last that I'm going to study intercultural literature, which is basically literature in Latin America and Spain, and also literature of indigenous groups that are proper of Mexico, so Nahuatl in Purépecha, and yeah, it's pretty interesting actually. And of course, political sciences and public administration, but on my 3rd semester, I'm going to be able to choose, and I'm going to take political sciences. So that's done. Now what I have to do is I have to figure out what I'm going to do, how this is going to happen, how I'm going to apply, and stuff. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay, now this sucks because this is a list of all of the everything that I can study, like all the options that I can study in the model of, you know, distance learning and not having to fly to campus to actually study. And the only ones that we've got are this one, which is Hispanic American literature, which is what I originally intended to ever study, and also modern literature, which is English literature. And I mean, I wanted intercultural literature, but it's not here. There's sociology too, which I guess it's fine. Oh, but yeah, I can study my political science thing, so like I'm fine, totally fine. So yeah, we'll see how this goes, because I'm seriously, like, I'm clueless. I don't know how to do this, like, at fucking all. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you right away that I'm not very happy with what we've got. So I've already told you that UNAM is one of the most, UNAM is basically one of the most respectable universities. And I've been kind of doing my research here because it's a lot to digest. So the online schooling program doesn't have what I want to study. I don't know what we're gonna do here. Like, I don't know. I would love to go there, be there, but I can't. Of course I can't, because it's a lot of money. Come on, it's a ton of money. I'm really not sure. Like, if it were my choice, I would go for modern literature. The only modern literature they have online is English modern literature, which is basically, well, it's just English literature, not modern necessarily, but you start studying modern literature. You start from the 1800s to present day, and then you just, as the semesters go on, go back in time, basically. And I did not actually like the study plan of that, because I would have like 3 subjects each semester, and I guess it would be like a dream, but I wasn't particularly interested. So let me just take a look at I have no idea. Like, I'm so unhappy because I really want to go. You know, for Hispano-American literature, well, Hispanic literature, actually, I like it a lot more. I've got, first semester, well, all semesters I have four subjects that I have to take, 4 of which, varying semesters would be optatives, so I would choose which subject I want to take for that course, and I'm just really nervous. I don't even know what the optatives are. But I have like a lot. I got morphosyntaxis 1. I got morphosyntaxis. Got literature. I got medieval Spanish literature. I've got pre-Hispanic literature. I have golden centuries. Wow, I have golden centuries 1 and 2. I have Nova Hispanic literature. I've got, okay, they give you modern literature. They got 2. Okay, all these are PDFs. Oh, cool. Okay, there's tome 1 and tome 2, which I believe, like, tome 1 is like the first 4 semesters, and then there's another. Oh my god, 200 pages of tome 1. Damn. Okay, there's a lot I have to go through here. I don't think I'm very happy about it. Oh, but I can only choose one? I don't want to choose only one. I seriously do not want to choose only one. That's bad. I hate to choose only one, so I'm gonna have to go for normal literature, I guess. Whatever, it's fine. I can live with that. I don't know, the political sciences was a very good study program, so, like, that's not changing. I just want to know which humanities or which arts bachelor's I want to get, because I want to study a literature bachelor's degree, at least 1, and by the looks of it, I think I'm going to study like 2 or 3. I'm not going to study them all at the same time. I'm going to go 2 by 2. Like, that's reasonable, right? I just want to study a lot. I should probably get going. I'm making it way too long. But the thing is that I'm just really, really frustrated, because this is where I want to go. Like, this is like the dream school. But it's also a school where a lot of violence happens, you know, against women, against LGBT plus members. And it's just like, well, Mexico in general is not the best place to be at when you're a minority, when you're not a straight white male.
Fuck all ironic, yeah. Why these nights so ironic? I'm not looking for a one night. You're not looking for a love life. Maybe we can have a good time. I don't want this shit to end. You